What if I told you that the disease millions of people fear most might be more preventable than rent? Anyone ever told you? Not curable, not guaranteed, but preventable, meaningfully, scientifically, measurably preventable, through choices you can start making today. In 2020, a landmark report from the Lancet Commission on Dementia Prevention sent shockwaves through the medical community. After analyzing decades of research, scientists concluded that up to 40% of dementia cases worldwide could potentially be prevented or delayed through modifiable lifestyle factors. 40%. Let that number sit with you for a moment. That means for millions of families, the difference between developing Alzheimer and protecting their brain may come down to habits, daily, ordinary habits that are completely within their control. Today, we are going to walk through 5 of the most powerful, science-backed habits that protect your brain against Alzheimer's disease. And by the end of this video, you will have a clear, actionable roadmap for protecting the mind you depend on every single day. Welcome back. I am so glad you are here, because what we are about to cover could be one of the most important investments you ever make in your future. Here is something most people do not realize. The changes that lead to Alzheimer's disease often begin building in the brain 10, even 20 years before any symptoms appear. That means the brain you will have at 70 is being shaped, right now, by the choices you make today, in your 40s, your 50s, your 60s. This is not about fear. This is about power. Because unlike your genetics, unlike your family history, these 5 habits are entirely within your control. We are going to cover the science behind each one, what the research actually shows, why it matters, and exactly how to start implementing it in your own life starting today. Stay with me through all 5, because habit number 4 is the one that neurologists say is consistently the most underestimated, and potentially one of the most powerful. Let's begin. Habit 1. Regular physical exercise. Let's start with the habit that has perhaps the strongest body of scientific evidence behind it. Regular physical exercise. When you exercise, you are not just strengthening your heart and muscles, you are directly protecting your brain. Physical activity increases blood flow to the brain, delivering oxygen and nutrients that support neural health. It stimulates the release of a protein called brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, which supports the growth of new neurons and strengthens existing connections. A landmark study published in the Journal of Alzheimer's Disease found that people who engaged in regular moderate exercise, just 150 minutes per week, the equivalent of a 30-minute walk, 5 days a week, had significantly larger hippocampal volume compared to those who were sedentary. Remember, the hippocampus is the brain region most affected early in Alzheimer's disease. A larger, healthier hippocampus means more resilience against the disease's progression. You do not need to become a marathon runner. Research consistently shows that even moderate activities, brisk walking, swimming, cycling, dancing, provide significant protective benefits. The key is consistency, not intensity. If you have been putting off starting an exercise routine, consider this. Your brain is quite literally counting on every walk you take. Habit 2. A brain-healthy diet. What you eat does not just fuel your body, it directly shapes the biological environment of your brain. Researchers have studied a specific eating pattern called the MIND diet, a combination of the Mediterranean diet and the DASH diet, specifically designed based on research into brain health. Studies published in Alzheimer's and Dementia Journal found that people who closely followed the MIND diet had a 53% reduced risk of developing Alzheimer's disease. 53%. That is one of the most significant risk reductions found in any modifiable lifestyle factor. The MIND diet emphasizes leafy green vegetables, berries, nuts, olive oil, whole grains, fish, and poultry, while limiting red meat, butter, fried food, and sugary pastries. Berries in particular deserve special mention. Research has found that the flavonoids in blueberries and strawberries may help reduce inflammation and oxidative stress in the brain, 2 processes closely linked to the development of Alzheimer's pathology. Comment below if you have already started incorporating brain-healthy foods into your diet, because that small daily choice may be doing more for your long-term cognitive health than almost anything else you do. Habit 3. Quality sleep. This habit is one that many people underestimate, but the science here is genuinely remarkable. During deep sleep, your brain activates a cleaning system called the glymphatic system, which flushes out toxic waste products, including a protein called amyloid beta, one of the key substances found in the brains of Alzheimer's patients. A study published in the journal Science Translational Medicine found that even one night of sleep deprivation caused a measurable increase in amyloid beta levels in the brain. Over years of chronic poor sleep, this buildup may contribute significantly to disease risk. Beyond clearing toxins, sleep is also when your brain consolidates memories, transferring information from short-term to long-term storage. Chronic poor sleep disrupts this process, potentially accelerating cognitive decline. The research is clear. Adults who consistently sleep less than 6 hours per night show significantly higher rates of cognitive decline compared to those who get 7 to 8 hours. If you have been treating sleep as optional, something to sacrifice for work or screen time, please reconsider. Your brain runs essential maintenance every single night, and it needs the time to do its job. And wait, habit number 4 is the one that neurologists consistently say is the most underestimated by the general public. Stay with me here. Habit 4, social engagement and connection. This is the habit that surprises people most, because it does not feel like a health behavior. But the research is overwhelming. A landmark study from Harvard School of Public Health found that people who reported higher levels of social engagement had a significantly lower risk of developing dementia, even after accounting for other lifestyle factors. Why does social connection matter so much for the brain? Social interaction is cognitively demanding in ways we rarely notice. Following conversations, reading facial expressions, remembering names, and shared histories, navigating group dynamics, all of this requires sustained mental engagement that exercises multiple brain regions simultaneously. Loneliness, by contrast, has been associated with accelerated cognitive decline. Researchers believe chronic social isolation may increase inflammation and stress hormone levels, both of which negatively impact brain health over time. This does not mean you need an enormous social calendar. Research suggests that the quality of relationships matters more than quantity. Regular meaningful contact with even a few close friends or family members, through phone, calls, visits, or shared activities, provides significant protective benefits. Drop a yes in the comments if you have someone in your life you have been meaning to reconnect with, because that phone call you have been putting off might be one of the most powerful things you do for your brain this week. Habit 5. Lifelong learning and cognitive stimulation. Our final habit centers on a concept researchers call cognitive reserve, and understanding it may change how you think about learning for the rest of your life. Cognitive reserve refers to the brain's ability to improvise and find alternate ways of getting a job done. Research has found that people who engage in consistently stimulating mental activities throughout their lives, learning new skills, reading, solving puzzles, playing musical instruments, or even learning a new language, build up a kind of cognitive resilience. Here is what is truly remarkable. Some studies of brain autopsies have found that certain individuals showed significant Alzheimer's pathology in their brain tissue, yet displayed no clinical symptoms of dementia during their lives. Researchers believe this is because their brains had built sufficient cognitive reserve to compensate for the damage. The key word here is novelty. Doing the same crossword puzzle every day provides less benefit than learning something but genuinely new. A new language, a new instrument, a new skill that challenges your brain in unfamiliar ways. This is one of the most empowering pieces of research in the entire field of Alzheimer's prevention, because it tells us that the brain remains capable of growth and adaptation throughout our entire lives if we continue to challenge it. These 5 habits, exercise, diet, sleep, social connection, and lifelong learning, are not a guarantee against Alzheimer's disease. But the science is clear. Together, they represent some of the most powerful, evidence-based tools we currently have to protect the brain we depend on for everything we are. Now I want to speak directly to you for a moment. If you are watching this and feeling slightly overwhelmed, 5 new habits, all at once, please hear this. You do not need to overhaul your entire life today. The research on brain health is consistent on one point. Small, sustainable changes compound powerfully over time. You do not need to run a marathon, follow a perfect diet, sleep flawlessly every night, become extroverted, and learn 3 new languages simultaneously. You need to pick one, just one, and begin. If you are caring for a loved one who already has Alzheimer's, this information matters for you, both because some of these habits may help support their remaining cognitive function, and because protecting your own brain health is not selfish. It is what allows you to continue showing up for the people who need you. Here is your one action for today. Choose one of these 5 habits. exercise, diet, sleep, social connection, or learning, and take one small concrete step toward it before you go to bed tonight. A 10-minute walk, a phone call to an old friend, going to bed 30 minutes earlier. One small step. If this video gave you something valuable today, please hit the like button. It helps this information reach more families who need to hear it. Subscribe to stay with us through this entire series. We are covering everything from early warning signs to caregiving strategies to the very latest in brain health research. Share this video with someone you love. The most powerful gift you can give someone is the knowledge that protects the mind they depend for everything. Drop a comment below and tell me, which of these 5 habits are you going to focus on first? I read every single comment, and your commitment might be exactly the encouragement another person watching needs today. Thank you for being here. Take care of your brain. It is the only one you have, and I will see you in the next one.